Hello, all my cycling brothers and sisters. It's Ron Ryder here, and I am back. Here to do another video. Sorry, I've been on a bit of a hiatus lately, but we won't get into that. Let's just jump right into it. I'm here to do a series on the Oakley cycling brands. Oakleys. I've been using Oakleys now since 1987, I think is when I bought my first pair. I swear by them. I think they make the best glasses ever. Finally, they're starting to delve a little bit into the cycling world and cycling range. Of course, people have always used their glasses for cycling, but now they're starting to make bike helmets, and they're also starting to make kits, jerseys, bib shorts, and maybe other things. I'm not sure, but for now, I know they're kind of focusing with their helmets and their glasses, and that's what we're going to focus on today, because those are the two things that I have. First, we're going to do a review on the new Oakley Flight Jackets. These are them right here. I'll just give you a little look. Beautiful sunglass. That's what the frames look like from the side. Beautiful. A POV view. Really lovely, lovely glasses. They're a little bit lighter, which is great, but you'll notice here that the top of the frame is now gone. Why, you ask? Well, when you pop these bad boys on, boom, they're sweet. I love them. I love how they look. Made for a medium to large size face, but they fit so perfectly on your face. The reason they've gotten rid of these, the top part of the frame, is that for us cyclists, especially, when you're riding, boom, 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 your head is never like this. It's always like this. Okay, so you're cycling along. What had happened, I have the Jawbreakers. I love them. I actually sold them so I can get a pair of these. But anyway, what I love about the Jawbreakers, they're bigger, they're awesome. So they actually had a pretty good field of view. Now the field of view is even better because there's no frame here. So when you're looking, it's just a clear, beautiful view. So that is why they did it without having a frame up at the top. They've made it snug so it fits, having a great frame at the bottom, and then left it open up at the top. So I absolutely love that. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. Also, again, you might call it gimmicky, but it's a gimmick that works. That's the key. If you're going to use gimmicks, sure, give me a gimmick, but I want it to work. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the advancer. If you take a close look here, hopefully this is in focus, I'm not sure. But if you take a close look at that, okay, and then I flip it around, and it goes into the nose piece, and you can see there's a hinge underneath there. Now, what that does, if you pop those bad boys on, you're riding along, you're looking, everything's cool, but you're heated and you start to get a bit fogged, okay? Your lens is starting to get a bit fogged. What you do is you grab the advancer, is what they call it, put your finger on that bad boy and push down. Boom. What does that do, you ask? It has opened that hinge up. I don't know if you can see it. It has opened that hinge up. Okay, and it has pushed the lens away from my face. What does that do, you ask? It creates airflow. That airflow is going to keep the fog away. I tend to use it. I've tested it so far. I usually ride in the morning, but it's dark out. It's winter here, so it stays dark until 7 o'clock. Gets dark at about 4:30. Sucks. Anyway, I find I get fogged up more so at night. And what happens is if I slow down or if I stop, that's when I tend to fog up more. So as I'm slowing down, I pop this thing out, tends to get more airflow, and then by the time, let's say at a traffic light when I'm slowing down, that's when it tends to really help. And then if I come to stop, that's fine. Once I start riding again, what you do, and I know I'm somebody who's pretty anal about keeping my sunglass lenses clean and keeping my fingers off them, but they've kind of made these, and they put it in a fairly strategic part, is that to get them back in, you don't push back on this, you actually have to push the lens. Okay, so you gotta put your finger up at the top here, push it in, that hinge has come back up now, okay, and it's pushed the lens back in towards my face. And now it's snug and it's back to where it used to be. So even if you overheat, sometimes it's just hot, you're riding in the summer, boom, clip that down, get your airflow happening. Now, okay, it does leave a bit of a fingerprint here, but it's actually, because of where it's located, you don't notice it when you're riding, because who rides with their eyes crossed like this? I don't know if you can see my eyes, but you can't see that really. So even when I'm riding at night, I don't notice it. So it actually works out. Would I prefer not to have to touch my lens? Yes, but anyway, that's how you get it in and out, okay? So that works really, really well. I've actually got a photochromic lens. So for those of you who don't know, you can use them at night. They're completely clear. As the sun starts to come out and light starts to get brighter, they darken up and they darken up and they darken up. Okay, so they do a really good job even in the bright sun. So they're more versatile, and I'll get to the reason why that's super important later with these glasses. Anyway, another feature of these glasses and another advantage is, you can see right, I don't know if you can see here, there's a bit of a crease, and there's a bit of a mark in here. Okay, the reason that is, they are a long arm, okay? They go in, they sit really, really well, okay? It's a fairly long arm. Now, with the Oakley helmets, which you'll see in my next review on the Oakley helmets, it actually works out really well. I could keep the full length there. But with other helmets, you'll notice, like my old Casque Protone, which I love, I still have, and I'm still gonna use. But it's got, and most other helmets have plastic pieces here, okay, which kind of impede the arms. You got to put them up and over there, or it kind of blocks it or whatever. The Oakley helmets, they have a piece of actual kind of rope string there, so it doesn't get in the way. But for all the other helmets and stuff, if you need to, you can actually shorten the arm of this frame. How you do that, and this is going to look pretty bad, and you got to do it pretty hard. You almost feel like you're going to break it. I'm going to stand here, but what you do is you put a bit of force on the arm here, pop, okay, and that bends and comes out. Okay, so you're not going to break it. You got to put a bit of force in there, and that comes out. And then, if you need to, you can replace it with a shorter arm. Okay, it comes with shorter arms. Pop it in, push it in, and it's done. Okay, so that's really all you need to do. It actually works quite well, this system, and makes the arm shorter. So hopefully it impedes a little bit less. You don't need to, again, I haven't needed to so far, but that works really, really well. So it does come with the two shorter arms, so you can replace that, and it's fantastic. So overall, I think these glasses are really, really good. The frame's really light, super comfortable. So I'm really happy with them. Those are the pluses. There's two minuses, really. What I think is a bit of a minus is that, okay, and it's kind of funny because I also think it's an advantage of these frames, but the fact that it doesn't have any frame up at the top is great for your field of vision. As I said, what does happen, and what tends to happen a little bit, is when you're riding, I'm somebody who sweats a lot, so what happens is you sweat profusely, your helmet starts to drip, and it drips, and there's no frame obviously up here, so there's no frame to protect from your sweat dripping right onto the lens. Okay, when you have a frame there, yes, my sweat does still get on the lens with my jawbreakers. It still does get on the lens, but I find more gets on the lens with not having a frame there. And what happens is at night, with all the glare of the car lights and the street lights and the traffic lights, if you have a lot of sweat on your lens, it tends to glare quite a bit. So that's a bit of a problem, but it hasn't been enough of a problem for me not to love these glasses. And also, which I think is the dumbest thing, I don't know what Oakley did this for, one of the advantages of having Oakleys is being able to interchange the lens really quickly. If you have your photochromic lens out and you think, oh, I'm going to be out for the day, I'm going to just put my prism lens in there and, you know, whatever, it'll help a bit more. You can just do that on your own. Really easy to change. With these, you can't change the lens. You can change them, but they recommend that you take them to a professional, to an optical store, and get them to do it. Because, I don't know, I guess it's solidly in there. I don't know how you do change them. I'm sure you probably could. You know, I'm sure somebody will put a YouTube video out there one of these days on how to change them yourself. But they do recommend that you get a professional to do them. So when you buy these frames, usually these frames right here, let's say, if you want photochromic, they'll come with this solid black lens, or sorry, solid black frame, or these solid black frames come with the Rode Prism lens. Okay, those are the only options. If you want to get the red frames come with the Rode Prism polarized lens, which are the most expensive. Okay, so, and that's the only choice. And then they have the low light Prism lens, which comes with the white frame, which I don't even like. But if I wanted the low light Prism lens, I kind of have to get the white frames. So all of that, I think it's just, it limits your options. And that's something that Oakley's, it's always been an advantage of Oakley's. You can kind of interchange and do whatever you want. But you can't do that with these. That being said, it wouldn't stop me from getting these because I love them and I love the way they fit. Price, They come in at about anywhere between 250 and 350. The Road Prism polarized lens with the red frame is 350 Australian dollars. The black lens with the photochromic, these ones, come in at about $274. So are they expensive? Yeah, they're expensive, but man, they're worth it. And if they're anything like any other of the Oakleys that I've owned, they last forever, so it's worth it. Okay, so guys, would I recommend these? Highly. Okay, if you can, go out and get yourself some. Obviously, it's going to be cheaper in the States. Not sure how much it is in Europe. But if you can, I would highly recommend going out and getting them. They're fantastic. I'm just waiting also on the Road Prism Polarized, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to have both, which is kind of what you have to do, which is silly. But anyway, that's the deal. I couldn't just go out and get the lenses. I had to go out and get the whole thing. So, okay, that's the review. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back to you soon with another video. Peace.